Hi, I'm Rob with Aquavita Pools, and this is Demos with Rob. Hi, I'm Rob with Aquavita Pools, and today I want to talk about the importance of keeping your water balance, especially on the pH and alkalinity side. We see a lot of cases where people, have problems with their pools, and it's easily preventable with probably one of the cheapest chemicals that you can buy to put in your pool. And it's really important to make sure you keep your pH and alkalinity right, because when you don't, typically your pools get in this area really acidic, and they can get basic too, but today we're going to focus on pools getting really acidic because that's more than what we see here in our local area. And acidity can come from the use of chlorine tablets, trichlor tablets, which have a pH of about 2 to 3, which a lot of pools use. It can come with rainwater, which sometimes in an area will be acidic. And those are your two most common factors that lower pH and alkalinity in pools. And if you don't maintain this pH and alkalinity in pools, you can get quite a bit of corrosion in a relatively short period of time, which can do damage to liners, light rings, pressure gauges. We have some examples here we're going to show you in just a little bit of this to kind of make it hit home a little bit more. So it's important to check your chemicals once a week. If you don't want to check your chemicals, or you're doubting if you're reading your test strip or however you check or your drops right, we do free water testing here at Aquavita Pools, so you can always come in and we can double check to just make sure that you are taking care of your pH and alkalinity needs, so you don't have some of these problems that we're going to show you. First thing we're going to show you first is a set of light rings. We have new and old of both these products. First we have what a new light ring looks like here, a chrome light ring. This is on a lot of pools. This is the ring that goes around that makes the sill for the housing, and your light would normally go inside this. You can see that you can still see the threads in the hole for the set screw that attaches the light to the ring, and you can see that the tabs are pretty defined on how they look. And then this is one that we've taken off a pool that they didn't do a very good job with their pH, and we had to replace it with a new one. You can see that the hole is much larger, there's no threads left, and even one of the tabs is so thin at the bottom that it's been broken off, and obviously the chrome plating is pretty much completely gone on the ring. And this is just due from basically people letting their pH and alkalinity go for a long time. Our second example, which is a little bit more visual, is we have a pressure gauge. Everybody has a pressure gauge, typically on their sand filter in this area. The water goes through there, and then it makes the gauge read the pressure on what the pressure is in the system. So at the bottom of a new one, you have basically a nice little hole, and that's what it looks like on a new pressure gauge. And then you can see one side by side how much more that's ate out. So it's ate that brass away from the acidity in the water. And then a more extreme case, which is probably one of the worst ones that we've seen, that we kept, that we pulled off a pool and the pressure gauge wasn't even working anymore, and it's completely ate it out. So if you can imagine what this has done in a relatively short period of time on these items, which are metal and brass, imagine what that does to your pump seals, your liner, not to mention your eyes, your skin. A lot of times people think, my eyes are burning, and they think it's from high chlorine or something else. Typically it's pH. pH and alkalinity being extremely low, and you're swimming in like an acid bath, really. And so it's important to maintain your liner, these parts that we've shown you, and just proper water balance to make your swimming experience fun and enjoyable, and not have itchy skin or red eyes or anything like that. So if you have any questions, or you find that your pH and alkalinity is really low in a pool and you need some expert advice on how much to add or how to prevent that in the future, come see us here at Aquavita Pools. Thanks.